The blue beings would like to start with a short breathwork meditation. If you will please find yourself to a comfortable spot where you are seated, please close your eyes and begin natural breathing to relax your body. And as you breathe in, look for tension anywhere in your body and ask that tension to relax for the sake of this short breath work and meditation. We understand that many of you seek healing in your bodies and healing for your loved ones. This breath work is designed for a little bit of both. We have done this breath work before, and we will repeat the directions now, but we will not begin as a group doing this breath work until the count of 3. So please listen to the directions and relax into your natural breathing until the directions are clearly stated. At this time, for healing, it is important to understand that these lower vibrational frequencies in your body that cause dis-ease and discomfort, both on the physical level and the psychological level, these lower energetic frequencies are sometimes trapped in the body because of habits and patterns that you have created throughout your life. These habits and patterns, these stuck energies in your body will present themselves sometimes as symptoms. Otherwise, they will simply be dark or slower vibrational frequency patches of energy within your physical body or your energy field that surrounds your body. So as you are breathing with your natural breath, just in and out at a pace that is comfortable for you, begin to locate in your body where these places exist. For some of you, you already know where you have pain and discomfort or illness. For others, you will need to do a little bit of an exploration to find these areas in your body. Please do this process now while we are describing the directions. So for this breath work, this healing breath work, you will breathe in through the top of your head, from the 8th energy center down through the 7th, the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, to the 1st, where your energy will expand from each of these energy centers throughout your torso. Like a very large inverted balloon in your torso, it will begin to expand as if the air is coming from the 8th energy center down into the torso, where it will expand as wide as it possibly can go to surround your entire physical body and the energy field that surrounds the outside of your body. With one single in-breath, you will fill this area, this space in your torso, and expand it out around your body until you reach the top of your breath. At that time, you will then begin to breathe out. As you breathe out, you will collect all of the energy frequencies that are lower in your body, like dragging a net through water in order to gather fish or other things. You will gather these lower vibrational frequencies all into one specific point within your 3rd energy center. Once you have gathered all of this energy into the 3rd energy center, it will form into what looks like a crystal of some kind or a gemstone. It becomes solid and compact, and from there, it will shoot up quickly through your central nervous system from the 3rd energy center out through the top of your head, where it will explode into the 8th energy center, dispersing these particles of lower vibrational frequencies into the universe around you and far off into the distance. This is a 1 breath cycle that we will repeat several times. And again, you have 1 breath in where you expand your energy center out, focusing only on expansiveness. And then your breath in will include dragging that net through your energy field in your body to one specific place where you collect all lower vibrational frequencies in your third energy center to a tight and compact crystal. And from there, it will rise quickly up through the central nervous system of your spine, out through the top of your head, where it will reach the eighth energy center and spontaneously explode in all directions, above and beyond, out through the universe. We will begin on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in deeply, expanding your energy out around your body and encompassing your energy center, and hold. And as you exhale, contract that energy into the third energy center, forming a tight crystal, breathing out, shooting that energy crystal up through the top of the head to 8 and exploding into the universe. And again, we breathe in, pulling that energy around the body wide, contracting in with the exhale to the third, all the way to 8, and explosion. Pulling that energy in with the breath, expanding the energy out. Hold. Contract to 3, up to 8, release. And again, breathing in. Hold. And release. Breathing in. 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 Relaxing the body as you inhale and expand. Breathing out, contracting that energy in, up through the top of the head, tipping the head back slightly, release. Placing the chin neutral, breathing in, relaxing the body, expand. Contracting the energy, exhale. Exhale through the top of the head, tipping the head back slightly. Breathing in deeply. Contract and exhale, tipping the head back. Breathing in. Contract and release. Breathing in deeply. Exhale, release. And one more time, breathing deeply. Exhale, release. With your eyes closed, resume natural breathing. Scanning your body for areas where lower vibrational energies existed before and notice they are gone. Repeat this process anytime you are feeling the need for healing in your physical body, and you may instruct others to do so as well. However, we do not recommend that you do this on someone else's behalf. We are ready for your first question, please.
Question 1. Please talk about the physics and biology of lowering our gravity so I can understand what I'm doing and why, and what positive and also negative feedback I might notice as I practice and learn. What does it look like when this gravity lowering has become a skill? Thank you so much for sharing with us.
This is an excellent question. We have spoken at great length about releasing gravity from the cells in your body, and we understand that many of you like to get scientific and specific about it instead of getting practical. So instead of allowing your mind to be too confused, it is time for you to allow your physical body in all of its wisdom and beauty to experience this practice without too much confusion. In terms of physics and biology, it is that you are breathing in and expanding all of the energy within your physical body. Keep in mind that your biology is energy and energy is physics. There is a lot of crossover here. So the breathwork we just completed should exemplify and illustrate exactly what it is you should be doing when you are attempting to relieve yourself, your energy field of gravity. This means that you will feel more expansiveness within your physical body when you are complete with the breath work and technique. You will feel a sense of release from the earth, where you may feel a little lightheaded. You may feel a little different than you normally do when completely grounded and solid to the earth in the experience of gravity from which you are familiar. If you are seeking to release the energy and intensity of gravity within your cells on a physical, molecular, or any energetic level, you will find that lightness is the feeling that will pervade your self, your being, your awareness, and you will feel a lack of cords and connections to things, objects, people around you. So if you close your eyes once again, sense into your body, sense where you feel heaviness, groundedness, or connectedness, not to be confused with grounding or connectedness being a bad or a wrong thing. Instead, just noticing where you feel a little bit of lightness in your energy field, that is where you are beginning to release yourself from the bonds of gravity. This is a simple lesson we share with you today. However, it is more robust and complex in what you can do with your energy once you are free from the effects of gravity within your cells and within your belief system. We are ready for your next question, please.
Well, thank you for that. We want to create music for meditation and trance dancing to help raise vibration. How can we measure the effects of sound frequencies on the energy field? Whether with the machine or by sensing energy, we would like to know things like how sounds affect each energy center and how sounds work differently with each person. Thank you.
This is such a beautiful question because it shows us that humanity is expanding its awareness to the sensory perceptions of the human body and beyond. The sound is considered a way for a human or humans of your kind, meaning hybrid humans, to sense the world around them. You are in some ways very interested as a whole in sounds brought together by music created by musicians that evoke emotional responses in you. In fact, take time when you are listening to music or words or having experiences where your ears or your sound perceptions are in action and see how it makes you feel. Your body is a highly perceptive tool in terms of vibrational frequencies. And for you, making the distinction between sound and sight as being separate is very interesting to us because those experiences are not separate. As you are interested in perceiving how vibrational frequencies of any kind, particularly sound in this question, impact each energy center, know that each energy center has its own vibrational frequency as well. As you are listening to sound, determine which sounds, which music resonates more positively or in coherence with which energy center in your body. Each person will have a different relationship to external sounds and how they resonate with individual energy centers in the body. So no two people will experience a vibrational frequency like another. You may find that one piece of music resonates beautifully with one or more energy centers in your body, and that same piece of music may not resonate with another person's energy centers at all in a positive way. The important thing for you as humans is to begin to recognize how your perceptions are in any given moment. And if you are spending too much energy on this, using your brain, your mind, your thinking capacity to figure it out, you're missing the point entirely. Instead, just observe in your physical body as you pass in and out of spaces that have sound frequencies. You will notice how your body reacts. Be mindful that you are ever seeking higher vibrational frequencies in order to free yourself from 3D experience and to experience 5D and higher vibrational frequencies or dimensions beyond 3D. So for the purposes of this exercise, know that what you perceive to be as an independent experience of sound, one thing, is actually a full body energetic perception that is pulling in all the senses. Whether or not you have your eyes open, you are seeing things. Whether or not your ears are functioning, you are hearing things. Your physical body is made up of an organ that entirely coats it called your skin, and your skin has innumerable energy centers that bring in information. It is not just from the front, but also from the back of the human body. Therefore, vibrational frequencies can have a positive or a negative effect on the physical body in 3D. If you are having negative experiences with sound, eliminate those sounds or vibrational frequencies from your experience so that you can raise your vibrational frequency in order to experience multi-dimensions. You can also utilize sound as a vibrational frequency for healing. For those of you who are practitioners, and that includes all of you, do not doubt your abilities as being a practitioner of energy medicine in your world. You all are practitioners in one way or another. It is simply for you to uncover how it is expressing and showing up in your world, your life. So sound vibration can do great healing in the human body. However, if it is not combined with the breath, whereby you are having an ability to release some of those energies for vibrational frequencies enter the 3D body, and they have an impact or effect. You need to also have an exit point, an exit strategy for negative energies to be released. Many of your healing practices are a one-way experience designed to only put something in and not to have a way to release it. This does not mean that you should require your digestive system, your breath system, your cardiovascular system to take the brunt of the need to digest and or cleanse out these experiences from the body. Instead, use your breath system where you breathe in to your energy centers and out, and not impacting the organ systems of breathing per se. To make more of an impact on your organs will only create dysfunction and disease in your body. So it is time for you as humans, as starseeds, as hybrids, to recognize that the healing process is an inbound and an outbound experience, and that many of your healing practices only focus on inward, thus producing higher strain on the organ systems themselves, which is the opposite of the effect that you wish to achieve. We ask for your next question, please.
Thank you for that. Number 3, do spirits that come to Earth and appear as what many of us refer to as animals come from the same place as spirits who appear as humans on Earth? Blue healers, do you communicate with animals on Earth? And finally, do pets reincarnate? Thank you.
As we watch your kind and the beautiful relationships you achieve and create with your what you call pets, we find this practice very endearing because it is exactly what we were just discussing. There is healing energy within all beings and all things that exist on your earth. We find it fascinating that you separate out your pets as if they are a lower vibrational frequency than a human. In fact, often the opposite is true. What you call pets and the relationship between yourselves and them is a vibrational agreement whereby you exchange energy so that your pet can be part of your world and they can help assist you in transmuting some of the lower vibrational frequencies of your body. Do not underestimate the importance of vibrational frequencies of all things on your planet. Pets, rocks, plants, things that are seen and are unseen are constantly interacting with you in your world. And sometimes we find it interesting that you create a hierarchy in your world, often seen in your religious doctrines, whereby somehow humans have some sort of dominion over the planet. In fact, you are not in a relationship of dominion. You are a caretaker because your awareness is slightly higher in some ways, very minute ways. It is important for you to understand that as caretakers of your world, you are in a symbiotic relationship with all living and non-living things. So again, we recommend you are mindful of vibrational frequencies. What is the vibrational frequency of your pet? And are they assisting you in opening your heart into coherence in a whole different way? Pets require you to be in the moment, and they will act in certain ways that exemplify your need to be in the moment. In doing so, you raise your vibrational frequency. It is a simple relationship that is not a matter of being one more of an owner of the other, but instead a relationship of love and co-creation. This is true when you see anything in your outside world. Begin to understand and tap into the vibrational frequency. What is the vibrational frequency of your belongings in your home? Are there things that no longer support your current vibrational frequency? And do you need to remove some of them from your world? In doing so, you will find that the expansiveness within you has a little bit more room. And you will also find that there are vibrational frequencies of things that do not work well for you. For example, a gas pump at a gas station. Stand in front of it the next time you fill your car with gasoline. What does this vibrational frequency feel like? Tap a little deeper into that and why. Is it to do with the oil industry? Is it to do with the lack of cleanliness around you? Is it to do with maybe the vibrational frequency of the materials of the pump? In fact, every time you are in an experience and you can raise the vibrational frequency within yourself, it will raise the vibrational frequency of the experience around you. And that includes your pets. Some of you have pets who have great illness, and it creates a lot of strife and difficulty in your heart, a lot of or a lack of coherence in your heart. Know that illness of any kind requires a vibrational frequency of positivity, light, and love. Instead of going into perhaps a deeper level of sadness, anger, fear, and rejection of this illness in your pet, yourself, or others, notice instead that if you focus your energy inward and raise your vibrational frequency inward, create coherence inward, what happens is that love will exude from you through those energy centers that we discussed earlier, across your pet, yourself, and perhaps your loved one. This healing energy may or may not create healing on a spontaneous level in your pet or your loved one, or even in yourself, because there are reasons that illness exists in a pet or in a person, and those reasons may not be known to you. The only energy you can change is within yourself. The only healing you can do is within yourself. And when you, within yourself, raise your vibrational frequency, raise your coherence, you will discover that healing happens within, and sometimes it will impact things around you. Your next question, please.
Thank you. What's demonic possession and why does it occur? How do you prevent dark energies from wreaking havoc in the 3D world? Thank you.
There are multiple forms of dark energies in your world that have been called upon by the people as a collective in your world. They also may be called upon by an individual. And there are hybrids on your planet who have ill intention and will bring these dark energies from other dimensions, particularly the fourth dimension, into your world to create havoc. It is a time for you as a collective to raise your vibrational frequency, allow that energy to expand out so that it can begin to assist these dark energies, both in the physical world and in the energy world, to recede into a place from which they have come. Demonic possession, as you may understand it or see it in your movies and in your churches and in your experiences, it is actually a real thing. It is when these dark energies begin to inhabit the body of a human on this planet living in 3D. There are hybrids on your planet who are somewhat impervious to these dark energies simply because they come from a species that mm, is unable to make connection with those dark energies for greater purpose. Our world, as you might say, is a good example, and our kind. A way for you to alleviate yourself from these demonic energies, as you call them. They are simply a dense and heavy mass of dark or lower vibrational frequency energies that exist in the energy world, and they kind of float around and look for places to be. The way you can eliminate those experiences in yourself and in others is by tapping into the energy of the hybrids or of the blue healers, meaning us. If you have an opportunity to do so, calling in our vibrational energy frequency, and it will simply reject the dark energies and demonic possession, as you call it, and banish it to another place in the energy field outside of your own. This process also can be done for your homes, your businesses, and other places where you reside, including your car. So, when you tap into this energy, visualize that the energetic frequency of the blue healers or of these hybrid beings on your planet, and envision that their energy frequency is consuming your space in a positive and loving way, and encouraging and asking very gently for dark energies, negative vibrational frequencies, and collective energies of lower vibrational frequencies that have formed into these negative and dark entities to slightly move outside of your awareness and moving it away. As we do this, meaning all of us as a collective, bring these energy frequencies into a lack of vibrational connection with dark energies, your planet will begin to become free. Know, in fact, that the process of removal of these demonic energies by your churches allow that continue to be what it is, because there is great power in one specific church we see that has a worldwide influence on these types of negative energies. It is important that we continue to allow that organization, that group, to continue their work to banish these dark energies from individuals and spaces, because there are people who are not at the same level of awareness that you are, those of you who are in this call. So it may be a combination of two if you are trying to alleviate or remove these types of energies from your space or your body or yourself. Know too that these lower vibrational frequency collective energies of what you might call possession or demonic possession or demons in general have infiltrated areas on your planet, whereby they have consumed the energy fields of a collection of people. These are the energy areas in your world that have tremendous amounts of conflict, pain, suffering, disease, difficulty, and poverty. It is because of the collective belief that negative energies are somehow helpful, that these areas of the world have become afflicted. If you live in one of these energy centers of the world, where all around you is pain and suffering and conflict and disease, know that you will need to join together with others of your vibrational frequency of your kind, so that you can raise the vibrational frequency of the area, whereby pushing those dark negative collections of energies a little bit into a smaller place or out of the area in which you live. It may be also required for you to simply pick up and move. Think about how these energies, these collections of energies impact your children. In fact, if you notice that the dark and negative energies around you, because of a collective belief in lower vibrational frequencies, are impacting your children so that they will have increased suffering throughout their lives, you have a choice to make as a steward of the children on your planet. And in fact, if you wish to see change in the world that you live on, you will need to begin to honor and respect children's vibrational frequencies as being higher in most cases than many of the adults. If you do not allow the children to remain in a place of higher vibrational frequency throughout their childhood, they may in fact become part of the dark and negative energies, the lower vibrational frequencies, inadvertently, simply because it is a familiar feeling for them. Feel free to move at any time. It is also important for you as a collective to bring your communities together in ways where your network is connected. As you do this throughout your world, connect your network of positive energies and raise the energetic frequency within your groups and your communities of higher vibrational frequency. You will find that it will begin to create a network of light across the planet that will change all beings and all energies on your planet for positive gain and good. Your next question, please.
To clarify, can you please tell us if that large group of people, that church, is in the place that we humans call the Vatican on Earth? Thank you.
Yes, that is the center for where spiritual leaders are having great effect against the forces of demons in people and in spaces.
Thank you. Next question. What's the Devil's Tower in Wyoming? Can you tell us more about the Tree of Life and why it is so prevalent in mythology? Thank you.
Your world, again, this comes back around to a communication we had in this call already. That is, there are places in your world where there are higher vibrational frequencies. You may see what you call the Devil's Tower or other beautiful natural formations on your planet as being places where your heart begins to expand, where the coherence between your heart and your brain expand. And in that way, you will find that when you visit these places, these sacred energy places, you will feel a certain way. You can call them what you will, and humans from many generations ago created wonderful stories about these places based on their ability to tap into that energetic frequency without the distractions of your modern world. So as you listen to mythology, you may feel yourself tapping into the coherence that they felt at that time when the story was created. Note, in fact, that mythology in general, these stories that have been passed down through generations in different cultures, sharing very similar energies. This collective energy is accessible by all of you, no matter where you are on your planet. And these energies can be either positive or negative. So focus on the ones that bring greater brain and heart coherence for you. The Devil's Tower is not unique on the planet. However, it is a place where many people may gather. These sacred places are wonderful places for gatherings for those of you with higher levels of self-awareness.
Is that
It is
complete?
possible. It is possible for you to tap into the energies of these sacred places in your world to help raise your vibrational frequency and your coherence without even being there. You may look at pictures or listen to stories from people who have been there, and they will share with you the vibrational download that will help you to experience what it is like to be near Devil's Tower or places of the same type of vibrational frequency. We sense there is more to this question, so please ask for clarification in a specific area.
We'll get back to you on that. Can you tell us more about places in the multiverse where history and knowledge is stored? Are there universal libraries?
There are universal libraries, and each of you houses one of them. The answers to all of the questions of the universe, all information of the universe is housed within each individual on your planet and every individual being in the universe. However, it is not accessible to each individual on your planet to access these records directly, simply because the 3D world is made of very dense matter and habits and patterns that are created and passed down through your DNA and the spiritual lineages that you have, or the recreational, meaning reincarnation lineages that you have, limit your ability to access a certain number of these files. So, for example, you may have a wonderful library, a local library near your home that has a very small collection of books. And there are millions of these libraries on your planet around the world. There is, however, no one library where a copy of every book in every language sharing every experience exists on your planet. If you did have one, it would encompass quite a large space. And when you walked in, it would take so much time for you to find the specific information or book you were looking for that you could live there forever without ever discovering it. The same is true that there is a universal library that exists. And there is where there is a collection of information, and only specific vibrational frequencies are able to access this library, this universal library, this multidimensional library. It is, as you might imagine, being that it is made of energy and not matter, it would not take up as much space as a library on your planet that includes a book of every single kind. Instead, it is a place that moves around. It is not a planet. It is not in a fixed orbit, and it is a living and breathing. It is a living and breathing place where collections of information, energetic frequencies, all coexist. It is a tight and compact amount of energy that is not like what you would call the lower vibrational frequencies where collections of energies exist in your 3D world. Instead, it is a collection of vibrational frequencies that is so expansive, it includes the entirety of all existence in every dimension. However, when you look at it, it could be as small as something that you would call maybe a spaceship. Instead, this living and breathing experience of all universal energies is accessible only by a few who can, who exist on or within that dimension where they can access that library. Your next question, please.
Thank you for that. Andre, I think, asks a question on all our behalfs. I would like to achieve financial abundance. Could you please suggest how I can achieve it through manifestation or other means? Thanks.
This is a very common question that we are asked probably every moment of every day from someone in your world. You have a world of matter that is right now collectively in the belief that suffering and challenges are required, that there is a hierarchy in your money system, that some have it and some do not. Abundance is accessible to everyone, and there are more than enough financial resources for everyone on your planet. The energies that have negatively impacted your world and the belief systems that there is not enough and that poverty needs to exist and that extreme wealth is something to be hoarded. These erroneous beliefs are what prevent everyone from having abundance in their lives. So when you are in your meditation, the more you can allow your energy field to expand out to encompass the possibility of all beings having tremendous abundance, of yourself existing in a world of tremendous abundance, will allow you to begin to release, much like the breathwork process we went through today, the collective lower vibrational frequency energies within you, and begin to remove those from your 3D physical body so that you can also release them from your energy body. And as you begin to release these negative beliefs about poverty, meaning that it even needs to exist, when you can raise your vibrational frequency to be abundance, to be financial wealth, to be in a world where you have everything you could ever desire, need, or want without needing to hoard, hold, grasp, or fight for it, you will begin to find that abundance naturally comes into your life. Your next question, please.
Thank you for that. Miles also asks a relevant question for all of us. I'm at a crossroads in my life. Will there be a clear sign given to me that shows me which way to travel? Thank you.
As humans, confusion in your world is simply a lack of coherence within the energies of your body. Not knowing where to go or what to do is a false belief. Simply allow yourself to sit quietly and go into a space of nothingness where you can then ask for what is your next step. You specifically have a journey that needs to be taken into a forest. This could be a literal or a metaphorical forest, but this forest is going to be a place from which your next career, your next business will evolve. So as you are walking carefully on the earth amongst the trees, wherever this may be, only you can know the vibrational frequency of this forest and where you need to walk. You will find inspiration for a business that involves something to do with men in general, but definitely with a dissolution of masculine principles that no longer serve your world. In addition to that, it is by reaching forward and grasping the hand of another before you, meaning there will be a partnership with one or more men in this case, or masculine energies, whereby you will create something that will be a strong force in your community and with the masculine population at large. This is a greater scale than you could imagine, so stop thinking small and begin thinking large. Imagine this meaning the end product of this experience, because this journey that you are seeking is toward greater income in your world, because it is a service and an energetic frequency that is much needed on your planet. As you begin to expand out to this community in creation, in co-creation, and in partnership, you will find that the small part of you, the part where you are feeling small, will expand to see your magnificence and how the gentleness of your heart can be expanded in a world where harsh energies seem to prevail. On this journey, you will also discover that young people will want to have some aspect of this, and it will be maybe a journey where you will allow that energy, that part of this energy, to belong to someone else. And in doing so, you will allow this younger person now, who will eventually be older, to create a beautiful world for men at large, men in general on your planet, or those who identify as being masculine or male. This is not a gender specific thing. However, it is a way of forming and bridging together communities who are connected to nature in the same kind of way. In doing so, you will find more acceptance and love for an experience or situation in your personal life that feels a little challenging at this time. We are complete with this question, and we thank you, Miles, for your question. And we ask that you continue on this beautiful and loving and wonderful journey. It will only bring wonderful and loving and kind and beautiful and abundant things to you, should you choose to continue expanding in that direction. Your next question, please.
Riza asks a relevant question for many of us. How can I heal the relationship with my mom or other significant close person?
This beautiful question has a lot to do with the collective energy your world feels, your world feels for what you perceive to be the mother of all of you. I need not tell you, we need not explain what that means in terms of being human or a human hybrid on this planet. The collective energy of relationship to mother is very funky on your planet. And that is something that can only be healed by healing individual relationships with the feeling of the feminine and the nurturing principle, the creative principle of all things in your world, which is within you. So the relationship you have with your external mother, the one who has given you 3D life on this planet, is one consideration. However, the greater consideration for each and every one of you, not specific to the person who asks question, is that the relationship to mother within needs to be examined, explored, nurtured, and loved. For, in fact, all of the questions that you ever ask are being answered within you by the great mother within you. All creative forces are through the feminine. All creation in general is through the feminine in your 3D world. It is your construct that females and females alone can give birth to offspring. And therefore, your entire organizational principle of creation of all kind, whether it is art or music or destruction, comes from the feminine principle. It is how your world is currently wired. So because you have an incredibly widespread, meaning your entire planet collectively believes that the mother is the source of all creation, both positive and negative, you will love her when it is what you want, and you will hate her when it is not what you want. Therefore, the collective negative energies on your planet are simply a collection of those people who are not happy with what they have gotten from the creative forces of their own small world. And they have collected together to allow that story to become large and in a community, a country, or a region, or a religion, whereby it then begins to attack the feminine in general. If you have an adversarial or difficult relationship with your mother, resolve within yourself within your own brain, in your heart, any negativity you may feel, any juvenile emotional tendencies you may feel toward not getting what you want. This means that your mother may express herself in ways that you do not like. Look within and see where you are doing perhaps the same thing. What is it that you do not want about your mother? What is it that you do not resonate with about your mother? What is it that you do not resonate with in terms of what you are getting in your life, both creatively and on the same line, but the exact opposite direction, destructively? Because creation and destruction are of the same principle. They are all what you, as humans, consider part of the feminine. Negative or adversarial relationships you have with your mother will lead to negative and adversarial relationships with the feminine and females in general, or those who identify as female. For those of you who have challenges or difficulties with your mother, our suggestion is this: love her as she is. Love her as she is in all of your perceived difficulties with her, and recognize that these are not difficulties. Instead, they are simply experiences. Your mother, your world itself, your collective belief in the fact that only the feminine is the creative force and principle, creates separation in you and your world. And in this separation, you have specific genders. In doing a self-examination where you are expanding your beliefs and perceptions about creation, begin to see that you have completely left aside the masculine principles on your planet and categorized them in a box whereby they are somehow at the mercy of the creation of the feminine. Instead, see that all creational forces, both masculine and feminine, exist in your mother, both the physical mother and in the collective mother of all of you on your planet, both human and human hybrid. Energetically speaking, the feminine is often rejected simply because you cannot control it. None of you can control creative principles or forces in the universe. And so you may collectively go into the unknown in meditation in order to release yourself from the binds that you have created of these habits, patterns, thoughts, and in fact, widespread belief system that there is separation between the masculine and the feminine. When you begin to go into the void and see that these experiences you have with your mother, with individuals outside yourself, with the separation between masculine and feminine, when you begin to discover in the void that these things do not exist, that they are a construct of your inner world, that this construct is so massive that it encompasses your entire planet and every living thing on it. When you begin to see the magnitude of this separation and how challenging it is for you to connect and maintain heart and brain coherence, or coherence of any kind, you will find that this small relationship with your mother, who is before you, this beautiful woman who has simply given you life out of no obligation of her own, but to create you for your purpose in your world, in your existence, that you would not be here without that simple expression of her creating you in her womb for this life that you have. Begin to let her off the hook for her transgressions and recognize that she is simply a projection of your world and the conflict within yourself. Love her, see her as the beauty that she is, and make boundaries with her, that projection you have of her, meaning part of yourself, because they are juvenile expressions of energy within you that are expressing outside. Humans on your planet do terrible things all the time. They do unconscious things all the time. And they do unconscious things to themselves, to others, to living things, to non-living things, to the planet. In these juvenile tendencies, and if any of you have children, you can see how children can be quite brutal. They will harm each other without even giving it a thought, and they will be over it in a fraction of a second simply because it is not important to them to hang on to those movements. You will see that as adults, many human adults have lingered in juvenile processes of emotional reactions and responses, simply because they have yet to expand their awareness. And we say this in a loving way. We say this in a kind way because there is much more to it. Because you have chosen the 3D expression, you have chosen to grapple with the challenges you have with all living things and non-living things on your planet in a way that will allow you to increase your heart into more love, coherence, and beauty. For each of you, please close your eyes at this time. We would like to take you through a very small process by which we hope it will help you with each of you with your relationship with your mother. With your eyes closed, visualize your mother in front of you. Notice how your body feels. Notice where your body feels something. And now take a moment to notice how your mother feels. Notice how your mother's body feels to her. And notice where your mother feels those feelings, those expressions of energy in her body. Is she elderly? Is she stooped? Is she in pain? Is she vibrant? Is she glowing? Is she loving? Or is she suffering? Just notice. Do not allow your energy to reach out to that projected image of your mother in any way at this time. Instead, breathe your energy down into your belly, keeping your objective eye on the vision of your mother in front of you, and release your breath. Breathe into the heart, deeply and completely, allowing your energy center of your heart to expand around you solely and you only, and release the breath. Keeping an objective eye on this vision of your mother in front of you, breathe in deeply again to your heart, allowing it to expand deeply and completely around you, and exhale, release. Keeping an objective eye on this image of your mother, notice how maybe that image has changed. Notice how maybe that image has completely disappeared. Keeping your objective eye on whatever is before you as a representation of your mother. Once again, breathe into the heart, expanding that energy center around you. Breathe out and release. Keeping an objective eye on the image of your mother before you. How has it changed? Breathe deeply again into the heart. And release. Keeping an objective eye on the image of your mother before you. Now, breathe in deeply to your heart. And expand that energy throughout your body, searching for any areas of tension or frustration toward your mother. Find those areas in your body. Fill them with the air you're breathing in and release. And do the same process again. Breathing in. Objective eye on the image of your mother. Finding the areas in your body of tension around that image of your mother and release. Breathing air again in to the heart, expanding it out to all areas of your body and your energy field. Finding areas of tension in relationship to the image of your mother in your mind. And release. Please do this one more time on your own. And release. Resume normal breathing. And in your mind's eye, reflect once again on the image of your mother. How has it changed? By simply using the breath and allowing yourself to release those lower vibrational frequency patterns within you and your energy field regarding any situation that you perceive to be outside yourself, will begin to alleviate the tension in your body and in your mind around that person. However, we also highly suggest that you as a collective begin to examine your belief around the Great Mother of all of you, according to your own stories and your own mythologies. Breathing into the body and releasing tension and energies around that as well. And when you have the time to do so. In doing this, you will free your planet and the collective of humanity from the need for that fight, or the need to oppress the feminine or women in general, and begin to make choices in your life whereby you begin to embrace anything that represents either masculine or feminine potentials or energies, experiencing everything with a heart of love.
1 hour is now complete.
We thank you very much for your questions and your time. It is important for you all to know that we come to you from a place of joy, from a place of love in vibrational frequencies described as you would perceive them. Know that we see that each of you are striving toward being the best versions of yourselves. And in doing so, you are enlightening your entire planet. Again, please reach out to us at any time. We are always available for your questions. We are accessible to all of you, every single one of you. So you can ask us questions directly. But when you do come to this type of collective space, you will find that the energy for each of you will exponentially raise up in a way that will be different from an individual experience. So we hope to see you collectively again as well. Enjoy your day or night wherever you are on your planet, and look to the stars when the sky goes dark. Know that we are shining down upon you.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all so much. Sending you lots of love from Hawaii.